Guys, I just realized I just recorded this whole video and I wasn't even wearing earrings. Oh my gosh, okay. Hey guys, my name is Dee, this is the Heroine's Corner, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. So everyone's been doing this book tag recently because it's the middle of the year, and yeah, I guess it's time to kind of review my reading for 2022, the best, the bad, the surprising, just everything in between. And I haven't read a lot of books this year, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I have not read a lot of books, but I can still do this book tag, it's fine. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram and BookTok, and also let me know down below what your most surprising read was. I feel like that's like an interesting question, like what's your most surprising read for 2022? But without further ado, let's get straight into the books. The first question is best book of 2022 so far. I did a whole video about my favorite books of 2022 just recently, so I'll link it up there or down below. But the kind of top 3 books I will say is A Quick Game Essays, Dear Fearin, Nightcrawling by Layla Motley, and then top three Vagabonds by Alakosa Sunday. So Dear Fearin is a memoir. It was released last year and I just loved the insights Akwaeke Emeze gave into their selfhood, their identity, their journey as an author. It's just, there was so many good golden nuggets in that memoir that I think I'll always just be going back to that memoir. Like, I just loved it so much. Nightcrawling is kind of like a adult fiction. Essentially, we are following a protagonist who has fallen into sex work and prostitution. The book covers a lot of different themes, from like police exploitation to obviously sex work, sex industry, intergenerational trauma, but really it's a book about the adultification of Black and brown girls. I found it a very impactful and powerful read. Layla Motley is definitely an author that I'll be following in the next coming years. She was a poet. She is like known for being a poet, and this is her first novel prose like book, and it was just phenomenal. Alakosa Sunday's Vagabonds is also a debut novel, and it takes place in Lagos, Nigeria, and we are following vagabonds, and the vagabonds have kind of been defined as queer people, mostly people kind of just outside of mainstream society, let's say, and it follows their lives in Lagos, where it's like very oppressive, very dangerous to just be themselves. There's a lot of magical realism in this book. If you love magical realism, I would 100% recommend this book to you. It's magical realism done to perfection, is what I always say about that book now. Second question is best sequel I've read in 2022. Like, honestly guys, I have not read any sequels. I have started Fevered Star by Rebecca Roanhorse. I've started about maybe a couple of days ago, but I'm still kind of at the beginning, but I'm absolutely loving just being in that world again, and just like Serapio, that's my guy. But yeah, I haven't read any sequels. I have read like a companion novel, which would be Bitter by Akwaeke Emeze, and I really enjoyed that book. So even though it's like the only sequel I read, like it's a really good book, so I would like recommend it to you guys to read. So this book is about like revolution, riots, protest, activism, but at the center it's really about community and about rest and recovery, and knowing when to protest and knowing when you need to rest and be with your friends and your family, and to remember what you're actually fighting for in all of that unrest. New release you haven't read yet but want to. Oh gosh, there's a lot of books. There's a lot of books, like, as always. I'm thinking like Black Cake, People Person, just there's a lot of like Caribbean fiction that's came out recently, but I've been seeing a lot of buzz, a lot of hype, and I just haven't read them yet, and it's really just annoying me. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Okay, I think Babel by R.F. Kuang and Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion. I really liked the Poppy War trilogy. Well, I read the first 2 books. I still need to get to the last book, but I really love R.F. Kuang's writing. I feel like she's an absolutely brilliant author. I'm going to be interested to see how she kind of tackles dark academia, and also excited for Bloodmarked because I really enjoyed Legendborn. I felt it was just a very solid start of a fantasy book, and I was actually compelled. I thought it was page turning. It's not without its faults, but I'm hoping that some of those faults are corrected in the sequel, mostly to do with like just the amount of black characters. The book kind of fell into the trope where it was like one black character in like a sea of white characters, and it's a bit like but I did really enjoy the story, so I'm hoping that there are just like more black characters in the sequel, and I can't wait to just follow Bree's journey. I want her to just become this like badass Arthurian legend, I don't know, person that I know like she's destined to be. So yeah, really excited for both of those books. Biggest disappointment, I'm going to have to say like Wahala, aren't I? Like it's here somewhere. Wahala by Nikki May. This was just a very weird book. We are following three mixed race women in like, I think they're in their 30s. Yeah, they're in their 30s. Like you would not believe it with the way some of the events of the story play out. But yeah, three women, they're mixed race with like Nigerian and English. They all kind of have different relationships to their identity, and it's just kind of a messy book about like bad female friendships. Like the female friendships are just like awful in this book. This book isn't like terrible. I feel like when a character is just like unlikable, it just makes the whole book like that much harder to read. Like I feel like there's a difference between fully fleshed human characters and a character who's just so you don't even want to like read on. Call Baby by Morgan Jenkins, that was an early 2022 read as well. Historical fiction, kind of magical realism. We're dealing with like people who have coal on their skin, and it has a magical ability to like heal people. The book was fine, it just wasn't great, and I don't know, for some reason I really hyped up this book in my head. Another disappointing read I'll say is Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. I'm pretty sure it's Jacqueline Woodson. And this book I did enjoy. Like it wasn't a book that like I hated or whatever, but it just felt like, again, there was some unexplored potential in the narrative, which made it like a bit, when I finished it, it was a bit like, oh, and that's the end of the story. But I did actually really enjoy that book. Same with Core Baby, I enjoyed it, but like both of those books just had an issue for me with like unexplored narrative potential, which just makes it an unsatisfying read at the end of the day when you finish. So yeah, biggest surprise, I'll really have to say The Secret Sunshine Project by Benjamin Dean. If you don't know, this is a not YA, it's a middle grade contemporary novel, and it deals with two sisters who kind of get relocated in the countryside for the summer, and there's no pride event that happens like where they are, so they kind of make their own pride event. And I just really enjoyed that book so much. It might have been because of the sister sibling dynamic. I really enjoy reading sibling dynamics, even though I don't read them a hell of a lot. Like I actually do enjoy reading them. I felt like I could see my younger self in the main character, which doesn't usually happen. Like I usually see myself in like older characters or like similar age characters to me, but younger characters, I don't really see my younger self in them. But I really could. It was kind of weird, but I really enjoyed it as well. It just enhanced the reading experience for me. When it comes to middle grade and Benjamin Dean, like I'll read whatever middle grade book he comes out with, because I feel like he just nails that younger voice so well. I knew I was going to like it because I enjoyed Me and My Dad at the End of a Rainbow, but I didn't expect to love it. And seriously, it's one of my top like 10 books of 2022 so far. I just had an amazing time reading it, and that was surprising for me. Like I knew I was gonna like it, but I just loved it. I really loved it. Favorite new authors, straight from the top of my head, Benjamin Dean, Layla Motley, Alakosa Sunday. Just really love their books, and they are auto-buy authors for me now, and I feel like that's the definition for like favorite new author. Are they your next auto-buy author? And for those three authors, they absolutely are. Newest fictional crush, don't have one. I don't have one. Let me think. I don't think I have one. Newest favorite character, newest favorite character, I would actually say Zainab from SK Ali's Love from A to Z, which is a YA contemporary romance novel. We follow two Muslim teenagers who kind of meet an airport, and then they meet again in Doha, Qatar. Overall, it's just a very cute YA romance novel, but Zainab was such a angry character, and I loved that rage. SK Ali didn't feel she needed to make Zainab like palatable or her rage palatable. It was just all out fiery, aggressive, and I just loved it so much. Very, very relatable. I still think I'm an angry like individual anyway, but like as a teenager I was so angry. I could just relate to Zainab so much, and her rage and the environment trying to like contain it. Like even if it's like trying to contain it for her best interest, it's still containment. SK Ali just did a wonderful job with that character, and I really need to read like another SK Ali book, because overall that was such a good YA romance book. Book that made you happy. Again, Benjamin Dean's The Secret Sunshine Project made me incredibly happy. Another book actually that made me happy, I haven't quite finished it, but I'm basically at the end of a book, which is Witchlings. Who wrote that book? Witchlings by Clarabelle A. Ortega, and this is a middle grade fantasy book, and we are following like 3 witchlings, and they are faced with the possibility of no longer being witches anymore because there's a whole ceremony and they don't get put into a coven, and they have to basically take part in this like impossible task to not lose their magical abilities. And it's such a cute middle grade fantasy, and it's just a book that I would have loved to read when I was younger. It's kind of like a magical girl anime, like just contained in a book. Like those are the vibes I get when I read Witchlings, and it's just like, it's the best vibes. If you know, you know magical girl anime, but like it's the best vibes ever. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year? I haven't been buying books like that like at all this year, so I'd say a book that I've been gifted this year is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Kweke Emezi. It's really like the spine is absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I haven't seen such a beautiful spine. Yeah, I would say this is probably like my most beautiful book I've bought like this year. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? As I said, I need to catch up on a lot of like Caribbean fiction that came out this year, earlier this year, like Black Cake and People Person. I need to read Fevered Star by Rebecca Roanhorse. I've already started that, so hopefully I'm going to finish that very soon. I don't really know what other books I need to read this year. I think I need to catch up on some of my historical fiction as well. I think Island Queen, I can't remember who wrote that book, but that's an historical fiction that came out earlier this year that I want to catch up on. And there's another one, I think like Take Your Hand, another historical fiction that I want to catch up on. I think I want to read This Poison Heart and Blood Like Magic. Both of them are Black YA contemporary fantasy novels I was supposed to have gone to last year and I didn't, and now they have sequels coming out, so I at least want to like read the first book of those series, see if I like them, so I can then like carry on with the sequels that are coming out this year. There's a lot of adult fiction as well, but I can't remember them like off the top of my head like that. Like it's kind of like I see the cover, I was like, yeah, I really want, Either Or. I can't remember who wrote that book, but I've been seeing that book a lot recently, like really recently, and it sounds like a really great book. That's it for today's video. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. It's Heroine's Corner, and please comment down below what your most surprising read of 2022 has been so far. But that's it guys, I'll see you guys soon in another video soon. Bye.